Taylor Swift has attended a lot of awards shows. She has won 41 iHeartRadio Music Awards over the course of her career, more than any artist in the history of the ceremony. She won 7 of them on Thursday night, March 26, 2026 at the Dolby Theatre in Los Angeles. Artist of the Year. Album of the Year. Pop Album of the Year for The Life of a Showgirl. Pop Song of the Year. Best Lyrics. Best Music Video for The Fate of Ophelia. Favorite Tour Style. 7 awards in one night. Her fiancé Travis Kelce was in the audience trying to count them all on his fingers. She has stood at a lot of podiums and accepted a lot of trophies and said a lot of acceptance speeches. But the moment that went viral on Thursday night was not about any of the 7 trophies. It was about a 20-year-old girl from Oakland who walked onto the stage in her signature striped hair and said 5 words that stopped the room. I think that's why we won. Here is the full context of what happened and why it is one of the most perfectly constructed moments of the entire post-Olympic story. When the United States Olympic Committee and NBC were building the promotional campaign for the 2026 Milan Cortina Winter Games, they needed someone to introduce the American figure skating team to the world. Someone whose voice would make people stop scrolling. Someone who could describe what Alysa Liu and Glenn and Isabeau Levito were about to do on the Olympic ice in a way that would make a casual viewer feel something before the competition even began. They called Taylor Swift. Swift narrated a video introducing the Blade Angels to the world. She said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Amber, Alysa and Isabeau, 3 American showgirls on ice who will capture your heart with their stories." Of Alysa specifically, she said, "She walked away from skating when she was 16, but then came back on her own terms. Joy fuels her now. Every jump, a celebration. Every performance, a testament to the beauty of knowing yourself." Taylor Swift wrote those words about Alysa Liu before the competition. Before the gold medals. Before the Shoutout Oakland and the SFO homecoming and the Oakland rally and the Nike signing and the iHeartRadio stage. She wrote them as a description of what was about to happen, and she was exactly right about all of it. And then on March 26, 2026, Alysa Liu walked onto the Dolby Theatre stage and gave Taylor Swift 6 of her 7 awards for the night and said the most Alysa Liu possible thing about the whole arrangement. She rattled off Swift's accomplishments. 34 iHeartRadio Music Awards, the most in history. She proclaimed, "She's the GOAT of music." At that statement, Swift chuckled and looked down at the floor in an "aw shucks me" moment. Liu continued. "She lent her voice and music by narrating a video introducing me and the other Blade Angels." A grin spread over her face as she said, "I gotta say, I think that's why we won." At that, Swift put her face in her hands and grabbed Kelce's arm in disbelief. The audience laughed. The cameras found Kelce's face. He had been humorously trying to count all of Swift's awards on his fingers during the presentation, causing Swift to giggle. Now he was watching his fiancé receive a compliment so specific and so generous and so completely unexpected from an Olympic gold medalist that neither of them had a composed response ready. That moment. Taylor Swift's face in her hands. Travis Kelce's arm. The laugh from the Dolby Theatre audience. That is the clip that went viral. That is the 3 million view TikTok. That is the screenshot that appeared on every entertainment news website by midnight. But the real story is not in that moment. The real story is in what Taylor Swift said when she got to the microphone. Swift started her Artist of the Year acceptance speech by saying, "I just want to say first of all, to receive this award from Alysa, you brought me so much happiness, and everyone else so much happiness with your performances. I was so inspired by how much diligence and work and effort and love you have for what you do." She was so inspired by the diligence, the work, the effort, the love. Taylor Swift has been performing since she was 14 years old. She has sold more concert tickets than almost any artist in history. She has written songs that have been heard by hundreds of millions of people. She knows what diligence looks like from the inside. She knows what it costs. She knows the difference between someone performing and someone doing the thing they were built to do with everything they have. She watched Alysa Liu at the Olympics and saw someone doing the thing she was built to do with everything she had. And she said so. In front of everyone. At the biggest award of the night. As the first thing she said before any other acknowledgement. Liu told the Associated Press afterward, "She's so nice, and it was really cool, and her speech was really good. She is so nice." That is Alysa Liu's review of Taylor Swift's speech. A speech that went viral across every entertainment and sports platform on the internet within hours. A speech that Newsweek published in full because the internet demanded it. A speech that Swift gave with genuine feeling about a person she had described months earlier as a testament to the beauty of knowing yourself. She is so nice. Swift then transitioned into one of the most widely shared pieces of career advice she has ever given publicly. She said, "I love being an artist. I love writing songs more than anything in the world. I didn't think I was an artist when I first started doing it. It was a hobby. It was a hobby and then it was my favorite hobby." She told the crowd, "If I had one hope for you, I would say that I hope that you get to nurture your hobby and your passion just between you and that craft." She urged younger artists to nurture their hobbies in private without rushing to get immediate validation from the internet. She explained that true mastery over a craft requires thousands of hours of making mistakes behind closed doors. She warned that the internet can sometimes be a harsh place that tries to tear down new ideas before they are ready. Read those words next to what Taylor Swift said about Alysa Liu before the Olympics and the connection becomes impossible to miss. She wrote about Liu, "She walked away from skating when she was 16 but then came back on her own terms. Joy fuels her now. She said from the podium, I didn't think I was an artist when I first started. It was a hobby. Nurture it in private. Give yourself thousands of hours behind closed doors before you ask for validation." Both stories are the same story. A young person who found something they loved before the world had an opinion about it. Who developed it in private, made mistakes in private, built the relationship with the craft in private. And then brought it to the world on their own terms when it was ready. Not when the industry wanted it. Not when the algorithm demanded it. When it was ready. Alysa Liu walked away at 16 because the craft had stopped belonging to her and started belonging to everyone else's expectations. She came back when she had rebuilt the private relationship with it. The joy. The love. The thing it was before it was an Olympic medal. Taylor Swift started writing songs in her bedroom in Wyomissing, Pennsylvania because she loved it. Not because she planned to sell 300 million records. Because it was her hobby and then it was her favorite hobby. Two women. Same stage. Same Thursday night. Same story. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift were making their first awards show appearance together as an engaged couple. They got engaged in August 2025. 2 weeks before the iHeartRadio Awards, Kelce had cited Swift as one of the biggest influences in his decision to return to the Kansas City Chiefs for a 14th NFL season. In her speech, Swift said, "The life of a showgirl was really inspired by the energy that I felt like looking into crowds and seeing you guys every single night. This album probably also feels very happy and confident and free because that's the way that I get to feel every single day of my life because of my fiancé who's here tonight." Kelce responded by mouthing the words "I love you" to her in a moment caught on camera. The room had everything. The most successful musician of her generation. Her NFL legend fiancé counting her awards on his fingers. And the 20-year-old Olympic gold medalist from Oakland who presented 6 of the 7 trophies and said, "I think that's why we won," and meant it with the specific sincerity of a person who genuinely believes that the people who show up for you deserve credit for what you accomplish. Swift, Kelce and Liu were caught on video hanging out backstage after the ceremony. Backstage. The 3 of them. After the show. Alysa Liu, who 3 weeks ago was at the Vanity Fair Oscars party saying she was excited about the In and Out, who last month was standing in Franco Goa Plaza saying this is for y'all, who 6 weeks ago was on Olympic ice in Milan pointing her finger at the sky. She was backstage at the iHeartRadio Music Awards hanging out with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Here is what makes this moment more than a celebrity crossover story. Taylor Swift described Alysa Liu before the Olympics with words that were more accurate than any sports journalist had managed. Joy fuels her. Every jump, a celebration. Every performance, a testament to the beauty of knowing yourself. She was not describing an athletic technique. She was describing a philosophy. The same philosophy that made Alysa Liu say she would jeopardize her Olympic career for her friends. That made her say there is no way to lose. That made her say she connects with everything but is not attached to anything. Taylor Swift recognized that philosophy because she operates from the same one. The album that won 7 awards on Thursday night is called The Life of a Showgirl. It sounds happy and confident and free because she gets to feel that way every day. Not because the industry gave her permission to feel that way. Because she built a life that generates that feeling regardless of what the industry thinks. Both of them built their careers on the same foundation. Love the work more than the outcome. Protect the private relationship with the craft before you take it public. Do it because it is your favorite hobby, not because someone told you it was commercially viable. Joy fuels her. Every jump, a celebration. That is not just Alysa Liu. That is what Taylor Swift recognized in Alysa Liu because it is what she built in herself. Two people who found the same truth from completely different starting points meeting on a stage in Los Angeles and handing each other hardware and saying you brought me so much happiness. She told the Associated Press afterward that Swift is so nice. That her speech was really good. She is 20 years old. The most successful musician on earth just said on national television that she was inspired by her diligence and work and effort and love. And her review is she is so nice and her speech was really good. That is still her. Still exactly her. The girl who said her first impression of winning Olympic gold was it feels cool. Who said she would have been fine either way. Who arrived at the Vanity Fair Oscars party and said she heard there was In and Out. Taylor Swift called her a testament to the beauty of knowing yourself. And Alysa Liu responded by being exactly herself in every single moment after. She knows herself. She always has. I gotta say, I think that's why we won.